Good afternoon. I am excited to come live today and tell you my story. This is my money story of being a nurse versus being an entrepreneur. So I've learned a lot. I've been in online business now for 7.5 years, and I help nurses start and grow online coaching businesses for more freedom. I have been in online business, like I said, for 7.5 years. So I have had a lot of experience with social media and money mindset. This is something that I teach with my clients. And so I want to tell you a little bit about kind of where I was at with my own money story when I was working as a nurse versus what it is now that I'm a part of in the world of entrepreneurship. I am self-employed. I have not worked as a nurse for 5 years. And so I've noticed the way that I think is very different now and even 5 years ago than it was 10 years ago. So I'm going to tell you kind of how it evolved over time, the things that I've learned, and hopefully this will help you to be able to shift your money mindset into a place of more abundance. So when I was working as a nurse over 5 years ago, it was normal for us to never go on vacations. My husband and I were both doing shift work. We were both working nights, holidays, weekends. We saw each other maybe one night a week. We had to make sure that one of us was home with the kids. So we just could not afford vacations. We never went on vacations. We just worked all the time. We lived paycheck to paycheck. We hardly had anything in savings. We had no financial plan for the future. And at that time, I was working as an ICU nurse. So I worked in the ICU for 8 years, and I worked night shifts. I was happy. Like, I was positive. It's what I knew. It's what I went to school for. I studied like crazy to get into nursing school. And nursing school was extremely difficult and time consuming. It was freaking hard. And so I had spent all these years and all these thousands of dollars in my education to be a nurse. And that's all that I knew. And that's what I thought I was going to do for the rest of my life. I went to college with the thought that I'm going to be a nurse the rest of my life. This is what I'm going to do. Like, nurses have safe, stable jobs, and there's always a need for nurses. So here we go. So I went into nursing and I worked in the ICU. And, I knew I always had a job as a nurse. I was comfortable. I also had amazing coworkers. I had really great friends. So why would I want to do anything different? That was until I was introduced to the world of entrepreneurship. So I am really into health and fitness, even more so back then when I first started. Like 7.5 years ago, I was teaching fitness classes. I was in the best shape of my life. I grew up as a dancer, but like, this was next level. I was just I was on a health and wellness kick. And so I really wanted to help other people do the same. That's when I joined the health and wellness company, and because I really wanted to help people get healthy, but I didn't know how. So I joined this company. A kid I went to high school with was like a millionaire in the company. So I was like, well, if he can do it, why not me? So I jumped into the company. I was a leader in that company for 5 years. I grew a huge team. I helped hundreds of people get healthy. And I also taught dozens of women how to start their businesses within that company, and men. So how to grow on social media, how to grow their businesses, how to sell. And I realized, that once I received my very first paycheck as an entrepreneur, 7.5 years ago, it was in May of 2015, I received my first paycheck as an entrepreneur. And that is when everything changed. I was like, holy crap, I could make money doing something other than going to work at the hospital, like something other than being a nurse. Like, it was so exciting to me. Like, I knew there was so much more out there than bedside nursing. I was so excited about the possibilities available, being my own boss, like the ability to, in the future, just be able to make all the rules, make my own schedule, be able to continue growing my income, like creating my own reality, doing what I'm really passionate about. And so that made me so excited. The very first time I ever got that very first paycheck with that health and wellness company, like, I just saw it, like, holy crap, I can do something different. Like, I don't have to be a nurse forever. and I just loved it. Like, I loved helping people. It brought me so much joy. Like, it was nothing that I ever experienced in nursing. I was helping people really transform, and I was making an impact in their lives. and in a way that I wasn't doing as a nurse. And so it was just so cool for me to be able to see that I could do something other than bedside nursing. So I kept growing and growing, and I was able to replace my income in about 2 years of working with that company. So I left nursing 5 years ago, and really, I earned the right to be my own boss. I put in so much time and effort and energy. I made a ton of sacrifices. I worked when I was tired. I spent hours and hours on my business every day. Like literally, like blood, sweat, and tears went into this business. I earned the right to be my own boss and create my own schedule and be with my family more because of that hard, consistent work that I put in. Over the years, I realized that being partnered with that company was not my ultimate dream. I did not want to be partnered with that company for the rest of my life, let alone another year or two. I wanted my own business. I wanted something of my own. I had also seen other companies being shut down. And I'm like, well, geez, when is it going to be our time when they suddenly shut us down and I no longer have a way to make income? I really wanted to create something of my own so that it's more safe than being partnered with a company. And what I found in growing my own business is like, it's actually way safer to have your own business than be an employee or even be partnered with a company, because it is up to me for success. And like being part of a company or being part of a job as an employee, you could have your job be taken away at any time. And I've seen that in nurses that I've talked to. They've had their positions be removed. So I that's why I wanted to start my own thing. I wanted to make all the rules. I wanted to decide what my programs look like, what I offer, how I grow, what pricing I have. I wanted to really make my own dreams come true and not somebody else's. So I finally started my own business at the end of January 2020. I hit 15,000 in sales in that very first month, and it blew my mind. Like it was about this time 3 years ago that I even have pictures on my phone. I remember I had enrolled like my fourth or fifth client, high ticket client. And I went to the cart. I went to Arctic Circle to get us some shakes to celebrate. And I was literally crying in my car, like crying tears of joy and gratitude for the ability to finally have my own business and be able to create something of my very own from scratch. And I knew from there it was just going to grow and it was going to be so successful. And so I was so scared to even start. Like I had no idea if it would even work. And so that moment was just a turning point for me in seeing that this is absolutely possible for me. And I'm so excited for where the future was going and just finally getting away from being so trapped and stuck in a box with that health and wellness company. I finally got to do what I wanted to do with my own business. It was incredible. And so now I see over the years, and what I've learned from all of this is that we can truly do, be, and have and create anything that we want. We have total agency in this life. Like we get to make the rules, we get to have it all. Our decisions, our choices shape our entire lives. So whether we decide to eat pizza, whether every day for every meal, or whether we choose to take care of ourselves, whether we decide to stay stuck in a job that we hate, that doesn't give us fulfillment, and we're working extra shifts just to pay the bills. It's up to us whether we stay there or whether we create something that's going to give us more freedom. It is 100% up to us, and we cannot blame finances. We cannot blame our genetics or our DNA. It is 100% up to us to change and to create the life of our dreams. It is not up to anybody else. So what I have learned is like, it does not matter what we went to school for. It doesn't matter what degrees you have, what certifications you have. All that is important is that we follow our hearts, that we do what we truly desire to do, and that we do what we are being called to do. Like I had this uncomfortable feeling that would not leave me alone until I finally started my own business. And I know that it was, someone telling me, you've got to go and do this thing. You cannot just stay here in this health and wellness company being stuck in a box and not living to your fullest potential. I felt the same thing as a nurse. I felt like there's got to be more. I have so many talents and gifts and passions that I want to share with the world that I cannot share as a bedside nurse. And that's how I knew that I had to start something different. And so what I've learned from all of this is entrepreneurs really crave growth. We don't care what other people think. We are willing to invest in ourselves no matter the cost. We are willing to do whatever it takes for our dream, right? We have such a huge dream that a lot of times other people don't even understand it. They don't understand how we have all of these ideas in our minds and all of these things that we want to do, these visions, these goals, these dreams. We are visionaries. We are entrepreneurs. We are born to grow and to progress and to do more than what a typical job can give us. And entrepreneurs have the mindset that if someone else can do it, I can do it too. I remember before I started my high ticket business, seeing like Amy Porterfield on social media and listening to Jody Moore's podcast. So like all of these super successful, like multimillionaire women, these powerhouse women, I was like, whoa, I want to be like them. That's where I want to go. That's what I want to do. And that's how I knew that there's got to be more and I've got to figure this out. And so what I've learned along the way is that everything is figure outable. Like everything is possible for us. And we love to play the game. Like there is nothing more fun than the chase, like the game. It's such a fun game. Like I actually think it's fun when people tell me no, because then it makes me work that much harder to find the right people and the right people who will say yes to themselves. So it's just something as an entrepreneur that you won't get unless you're actually an entrepreneur. But I love the game. I love the highs and the lows. I love the growth and the learning, like constantly listening to business trainings every day. I am obsessed with my business. I love it. It is like the best thing ever. And I'm so grateful that I get to live this life and I get to do this work. I work with the most incredible women that I've ever met in my entire life. I am so blessed beyond measure to be able to work with the most amazing clients. I'm so grateful for this life and this work. So if you want to learn how I was able to do this and you want to be able to step into the world of entrepreneurship, or you want to grow your business to the next level, just comment the word academy. I will get you info on how I can help you do the same. I've created a life of total freedom, complete fulfillment. I have more family time than ever. We are in financial overflow. We just added another 30,000 to our retirement plan in full. We're going to Bora Bora in 2 weeks. Like it blows my mind. Like I never used to be able to do this stuff as a nurse. So I'm telling you right now to start a coaching business. It will change your life forever. If you have a calling in your heart to become an entrepreneur, or to grow your existing coaching business, then the time is now. Like, let's go. Let's make this happen. This will change your life in the best ways possible. So comment the word academy below for more info. And like let me know how I can help you. I'd love to hear your goals. So reach out to me, DM me, come to my inbox. I cannot wait to hear from you. So I hope that this was inspiring for you today. And I hope that you don't just listen, but I hope that you take action and start implementing and start moving closer towards your dreams and where you want to be. So yes, hope you enjoyed this. Hope you have the best day ever. Take care.